Hey everybody, Jerkvet here with another video. Yeah, the first actual video that I've done in a while, a few months since I left for college. Obviously, if you've been keeping up with my channel recently, since I've been back, I've done a couple different live shows with the great crew here on YouTube. I had the first live show, I had JCC 224 and RF Biker Scout. And for the and Tony, Darth Phoenix 619, he came in about halfway through the show, I believe. And the second show, we had Sith Lord 229 and Adam once again returning, JCC 2224. Sorry, Adam, but your username is a mouthful to pronounce. Anyway, so it's been great doing those live shows, but I thought I'd kind of change up the pace a little bit and do a more traditional video, an update video, since I haven't done one, obviously, in a long time. And this is also going to be a sort of room tour video, pretty much just showing off a couple new things I've gotten and a couple different displays I've changed around and updated. Since you guys last saw it in August, I believe is the last time I did a room video, right before I left. So anyway, let's get to it. So here we are in the good old office / collection room. Overall, things are pretty much the same as when you last saw it in August, because obviously I've been at a university and I haven't had time to, you know, collect, and I've been away from my home, obviously, so I haven't been able to update displays, really, until recently when I came back for winter break, which is almost over, which is another reason I wanted to get this update video out there. So, anyway, let's get to it. So, yeah, pretty much the bookshelf is the same as it's been for the past year. I did add... I actually got the autograph from Stan Lee a few years back, but I've always had it like not displayed, which I think was silly on my part looking back, because I mean it's an autograph from freaking Stan the Man Lee. So yeah, I have this up here along with the picture of me and Mark Hamill. As you can see, pretty much everything else is as it was. Moving on to the superhero shelves, we've got Avengers / Justice League. Justice League's a little bit different, but you'll see why in a minute. Pretty much a few of the villains fell over, so I'm sorry that shelf is kind of in disarray right now. And then here's my X-Men shelf, which is still my favorite shelf on this entire superhero rack. I changed it up a little bit. I added Magneto and Scarlet Witch, because I mean, recently Magneto's kind of been an anti-hero, so I thought, might as well add him to the X-Men display. Besides, it just looks cool having him there. And then, of course, at the bottom here we got NECA and movie and video game figures. These two shelves are pretty much all the same as well. There's a NECA video game style Terminator figure that's still in this box. I haven't really had a place to put it. That's why that's there. But yeah, superhero stuff's pretty much the same. Not a big change there. So let's move on to what I assume will be the majority of my subscribers' favorite thing is Star Wars. So Star Wars, this shelf is identical to what it was. I still have the big AT-AT and the Snowspeeder in this big middle section, with the Force Awakens Celebration poster there in the background. X-Wing. Oh, and I got the vehicles hanging up from the ceiling. So, voila. I've been thinking to switch out the one of them for Poe Dameron's X-Wing, but whether I actually do that is still up in the air. So yeah, anyway. There's the box for the Vintage Collection X-Wing. That was a Toys R Us exclusive a couple years back now, or a year and a half ago, I forget. There's the ARC Troopers in the gunship. Once again, the AT-AT and the Snowspeeder. And then at the bottom here, we've got my DC Animated Universe display, mainly Batman focused. But there we go. Batwing, Batman Beyond Batmobile, and New Adventures Batmobile, along with the Wayne Manor / Batcave playset. I really like this display as well. Batman the Animated Series is a big part of my childhood. So, there we go. And then onto the bulk of the Star Wars display. These two shelves are identical to what they were. But moving on to my favorite Star Wars shelf is my OT / expanded universe OT era shelf, and I'm now have expanded it further to include some sequel trilogy stuff. So if you look over here, we've got new editions of the Black Series Rey and Finn, 3 3/4 inch, of course. And then back there is the Poe Dameron figure that came with the Poe's X-Wing, which I actually really liked. A lot of people have not liked the new Force Awakens vehicles in terms of their, toy versions. Not the vehicles themselves in the movie, but the toy versions, because they're generally smaller and not as heavy-duty plastic. But I've actually liked Poe's X-Wing. It's a fun vehicle. So yeah, I think children will like it as a great play factor. But anyway, kind of getting off on a tangent there. But anyway, so as you can see, we're throwing the Force Awakens some love there. So they're over here with the heroes. And then if I pan across, there's the Scum and Villainy. But also I've added the Black Series Kylo Ren to my Dark Side / Imperials. And I guess now the First Order display. He's the only Force Awakens evil character that I have over there currently. And I don't remember if I showed him in my last video, but there's Prince Shizor. He was a relatively new addition as well. But yeah, so I'm very happy with that display. I always have been. It's one of my favorites. And then going on to something else that I've added to my Star Wars shelves is, for years now, obviously I've been... the Vintage Collection is one of the best Star Wars action figure lines of all time. Not just because it's, a nostalgia factor with people who grew up with the movies, but also it just has genuinely great figures and cardback artwork. And so I've saved the majority of my Vintage Collection cardbacks, and I've just had them kind of in a stack on my on one of my shelves. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me earlier, but hey, I can actually use that for some shelving, because as you can see, these shelves are metal netted, I guess you would call it. There's metal bars with empty space in between, which makes it hard to set up figures unless you have like plastic tiles like I do here, or you can just use card backs. So yeah, I think I had probably 33 or something Vintage Collection card backs, so it's enough that I fully gosh, I'm losing my words here. I put this backing on 3 full shelves. So obviously we got here, and I made a point of putting some of my favorite card backs near to the front so you can actually see them. I put more kind of generic ones in the back, no offense, but Rebel Fleet Trooper is not the best card back in terms of a picture. But you see here in the front we got 9 Tarkin, Greedo, and Han Bespin outfit. That's my X-Wing display, and there's Poe's X-Wing that Poe Dameron figure came with. And again, I quite like it. And it has a little BB-8 in it. So, a little extra value there. Panning around over here. This is my non-OT era expanded universe figures on display here. Well, at least my favorites. And some of my carded Vintage Collection / original trilogy Vintage Collection. I'm sorry for the lighting, it sucks, but hey. So once again, I added the Vintage Collection card backs as the floor for this shelf, I guess. Let's see, Admiral Akbar, Wedge, Lando, and the Emperor's Royal Guard. And then the figures themselves, we got Plagueis, Mandalore, Night Sister, Malgus, Dirge, Old Republic Trooper, and Delta Squad, and Quinlan Voss. So that's... yeah, these guys are my favorite part of what came out of the prequel trilogy, really, to be honest. Love the Republic Commando game, and then the Republic comic series that Quinlan Voss was a big part of. Back there, some of my carded ones: Gamorrean Guard, Emperor's Royal Guard, Boba, Stormtrooper, another Boba, a Ben Kenobi, and a Vader. So yeah. And moving on, this shelf is the exact same as it has been. Boba Fett Slave 1, the Vintage Collection, And then 3 carded Black Series, Mara Jade, Yoda, and Bastila Shan. Sorry if I'm reading everything, I just know it's a bit dark, so it's a bit hard to see sometimes. And then here's the final shelf that I did the Vintage collection card backs with. That's my TIE Fighter shelf, my main TIE Fighter shelf. So regular TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptor, and then some of the card backs. General Lando, Sand Trooper, Luke lightsaber construction. And I don't care what it says on this card back, that is Captain Fordo to me. So yeah, that's pretty much the biggest changes that I've done with my collection room. Other than that, it's like I said, it's pretty much all the same. This Endor shelf here, or not Endor, but Return of the Jedi, because it's the Rancor. This shelf is exactly as it was. And then my little diorama display here with all these characters going crazy and beating each other up. That's pretty much exactly the same. But going over here to my desk, things are obviously different because my desktop computer, which was there, is currently at college. So yeah, some new space for display opportunities. And this is one of the biggest, newest additions to my collection, and that is the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series Batmobile. This is a really well-made piece. I'm not even going to call it, you know, a vehicle or a toy or anything, because this thing is massive. It's like 2 feet long. You know, it's the size of my arm almost. And it's, you know, it's got great light-up features. I'm not going to show it off right now because obviously it's light outside, and I have one hand holding the camera, and that would just be a mess trying to get this thing to turn its lights on because it's on the bottom. The switch is on the bottom. But I've got displayed with the box. It says in nice lettering, Batman the Animated Series, right next to my Kevin Conroy autographed Batman the Animated Series Mad Love comic. Let's see. True Logan, signed Kevin Conroy, Batman. Which is another great moment, was meeting him at Sacramento Comic-Con. Kevin Conroy, that is. As we move along here, there's my laptop, obviously. And a good collection of Funkos I have going on. I've been really getting into collecting these guys. Some people really don't care for the Funkos, but I like them because they're fun, they're relatively cheap as compared to most action figure lines, and they have, like, if there's a character you like in any fictional universe, there's a chance there's a Funko made out of them. So, got Batman and Joker Arkham style. Cobra Commander. Sorry, that was my bad impression. And then pretty much exclusively Star Wars over here. Vader and First Order with Kylo Ren. And then showing the Next Generation some love with Commander William Riker. And then Deadpool in his chimichanga truck. So, yeah, and then just some random figures I have on display here. Really no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to pull them out and have them featured. So, you know, I'm not going to say everybody's name, but good selection of DC pretty much, and then some Star Wars Black Series. Actually the only 3 6-inch Black Series figures I own. Right there, so. And then First Order Stormtrooper is obviously a new addition since I've been back. And then, of course, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is awesome, so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Scooby-Doo is amazing. And then over here, of course, as always, is the big Millennium Falcon. So, yeah, that is it for the little room tour. Throwing it back to the desk. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little tour of my collection room and all the little tweaks I've made to it since I've been back. Obviously not a whole lot has changed because I haven't collected a whole lot, but you know, just the small little things. So anyway, in terms of quick little updates here before I go, I am hoping to do a final live show before I head back to college for my spring semester. That will most likely happen either Friday or Saturday, not making any guarantees here, just saying that is what it's looking like. And also, just a quick little side note, I guess, about what I'm going to be doing. That I'm pretty much going to be unavailable the next 2 days for live shows because I've got a friend visiting in town and from college. And we're actually planning to do like a little trip to visit Lucasfilm in San Francisco. So that should be pretty cool. I'm going to take some pictures and post them on social media, so keep your eyes out open for that. Yeah, it should be pretty cool, you know. It's kind of like visiting the whole nerve center of Star Wars, pretty much, because Obviously, that's where a lot of the actual work for Rebels gets done, and also a lot of brainstorming for the film. So it should be cool. I mean, I'm not expecting to like run into J.J. Abrams or anything like that, but it should be pretty cool visiting nonetheless. So anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching as always, and if you like this, then keep tuned for more. Gosh. And again, hopefully we'll have a live show either Friday or Saturday, so keep your eyes open for that. So, this is Drew Fett, signing out.